This is Sylvia Saber with OpTv Global headlines. Starting with the national updates. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif met King Charles III in London during the reception hosted by the King for the visiting dignitaries. Extending condolences over the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, Shehbaz Sharif observed that the late monarch was a source of inspiration and strength for generations of Commonwealth citizens. Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has reached Washington to participate in 77th session of the UN General Assembly. Ambassador of Pakistan to United States Masood Khan welcomed Bilawal Bhutto upon his arrival in the US capital. Foreign Minister Bilawal would meet his US counterpart Anthony Blinken in New York. U.S. Senator Robert Menendez has called for doing much more for the relief of 30 million displaced Pakistani people. The prominent lawmaker described the $53 million U.S. aid to flood-ravaged Pakistan as a drop in the bucket. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif held a meeting with PMLN Supremo Nawaz Sharif in London. Both leaders agreed that the coalition government will complete its constitutional term. The two leaders deliberated over making changes to the Punjab government. Former Prime Minister Imran Khan is holding third telethon to raise funds for rehabilitation of flood victims in Pakistan. 10 billion rupees were collected during 5 hours of telethon. Imran Khan is sure to devise a system that will bring transparency in the utilization of these funds. Federal Minister for Information and Broadcasting Maryam Aurangzeb and Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz leader Javed Latif are booked for allegedly inciting people. The case alleges that both PMLN leaders have allegedly misled people on religious affairs of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chairman Imran Khan. Pakistan will absolutely not default on debt obligations despite catastrophic floods, Finance Minister Miftah Ismail said. About $5 billion in investments from Qatar, UAE and Saudi Arabia will materialize in current financial year, says Miftah. Up next, we have the international updates. United States forces would defend Taiwan in the event of a Chinese attack. US President Joe Biden cleared his stance. A White House spokesperson said US policy towards Taiwan had not changed. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan stressed that Ankara will continue to fight against the Fethullah terrorist organization, YPG and Daesh terrorist groups. Turkey expects the US to act in cooperation with it in the fight against terrorism, President Erdogan said. Around 2,000 people are expected to attend the funeral of Britain's Queen Elizabeth II. 500 royals and world leaders have been invited to the ceremony. King Charles said he is deeply touched by the support he has received from across the world. US President Joe Biden and his First Lady Jill Biden also paid their respects at Westminster Hall. Heavy monsoon rains and landslides have killed almost 50 people in Nepal and India in recent days. In the northern Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, heavy rains have killed 26 people since Friday. A powerful typhoon slammed southwestern Japan with fierce rainfall and winds. More than 60 people have been injured. The typhoon was sustaining winds of 108 kilometers per hour and gusts up to 162 kilometers per hour. Hurricane Fiona made landfall in Puerto Rico as a Category 1 storm. The storm packed maximum sustained winds of 140 kilometers per hour. The National Weather Service office also warned of life-threatening flash flooding of streams, highways and streets, as well as urban areas. 8 Namibian cheetahs have arrived in India in a project to reintroduce the big cats to the country. Each of the animals have been fitted with a satellite collar to monitor their movements at Kuno National Park. Up next, we have the business updates. Oil prices climbed during early Asian trade on Monday. Brent crude futures rose to $92.50 a barrel. US West Texas Intermediate crude was at $86.16 a barrel. The Saudi Arabia Fund for Development has confirmed it will extend for 1 year a $3 billion deposit currently placed in State Bank of Pakistan. The central bank also mentioned that the deposit is part of its forex reserves. Up next, we have the sports updates. Pakistan cricket team's bowling coach Sean Tate has lauded the team's young fast bowler Naseem Shah. Tate said that the 19-year-old Pakistani reminds him of his own younger days, but added that he wasn't as intelligent as Naseem is at this age. Up next, we have the entertainment updates. Pakistani most anticipated movie The Legend of Maula Jat has gained an exceptional fan following before the release. With over 60 million views across all social media platforms, the movie becomes most viewed trailer in Pakistani film industry. The giant refugee girl puppet known as Little Amal has reached New York. While walking at Times Square, Little Amal raised awareness of the plight of displaced children seeking safety across borders. The Fabelmans has won the top prize at the Toronto International Film Festival. Director Steven Spielberg's fictionalized account of his childhood was voted the favorite film of the festival by audiences. The Woman King, an epic about an all-female army of African warriors, easily topped the North American box office this weekend. The horror movie Barbarian took second place, while in third place was the slasher film Pearl. Up next, we have the health updates. The World Health Organization has raised alarm about a second disaster in flood-hit areas of Pakistan. The WHO's Director General maintained that water supply is disrupted, forcing people to drink unsafe water. This can spread cholera and other diarrheal diseases. Up next, we have the updates on science and technology. The U.S. space agency NASA's Perseverance rover is close to completing its first set of objectives on Mars. The NASA robot has collected a diverse set of rock samples that it will soon deposit on the surface, awaiting carriage to Earth by later missions.